Now, we see the issue at stake in this Jeremiah, the entire book of Jeremiah, when we look at it, is the issue of human what? Trafficking. Okay? That is another sub-issue within the whole context of Jeremiah. Okay? You find that Jeremiah was a victim of this trafficking. The people of Israel or Judah at that time were being what? They went into captivity under the king of Babylon to Babylon. Okay? And that was the situation. They were being trafficked out of Israel, their land, to Babylon. And Jeremiah was also a victim of them, of their own making. Okay? They wanted to hold him captive because they felt that if he was with them, nobody would touch them, because he had favor with the king of what? Of Babylon. Now, so when we look at this context, we find that, next slide please, it is often in our time that people are seen as social capital. Okay? People are seen as social capital, whether so that they will buy the goods that are being produced, okay, or they will serve as soldiers, foot soldiers, for whatever issue there is. We find that happening in the wars that we have. People are seen as social capital. One of the things that the Russians were being accused of is that they were moving people, okay, en masse. And also we see it in Gaza, okay. You find a child of 17, 18, and the person is like they are having children just to push them into the battleground. You know, there's population. Gaza is the most densely populated area, and because the mindset of the leaders there is that they want to use, they want to raise soldiers. This is one of the things that we must look at, and we must talk to our people against. Okay, and when we are able to know what our life is all about, we will avoid some of these unnecessary struggles. We find that in the world, Christians have also become a focus of some of the struggle to get social capital. Okay? Some people want to destroy Christian theology, Christian thinking, in the name of destroying religion, because all they are after is the social capital. Okay? They are seeing a large group of people that can get into this market where there is exchange of goods and services, and they want into that market. Okay? So this is just the thing. Social capital is a modern struggle that we have to really understand and respond properly to. And we find that because of that, Christians can no longer evangelize or can no longer proselyte, okay? Bring others into their own way of thinking. They have to feed on other smaller groups, okay? And each other's denominations. Next slide, please. So it is a problem that is becoming bigger and bigger. So, like we said, it has created this traffic, whether legal or illegal, okay, has a tendency to lead to the loss of life and human dignity. Okay? It is human trafficking, and it has a tendency to lead to the loss of life and human dignity. And we Christians, okay, must begin to challenge those ways of doing things. African leaders have increasingly begun to accommodate these ways of doing things. Okay? They feel that they can mislead and refuse to lead their countries because they are just raising people to fill the labor gap in other countries. They feel that they can afford to do whatever they like, because those other countries are just waiting to, they don't want, they have policies that reduce their population, okay? That make sure, because they know that the less people you have, the more you can manage the place. And it's a natural consequence that the more people are educated, the more they won't want to have children, because the more children you have, the more you spend on their education, on their feeding, and all that. So, they have gotten used to the fact that they will harvest population from these less developed countries. And this is leading to another slave trade, transatlantic, trans-Pacific. It is still, in my view, it is still transatlantic, because even the people from the Pacific are still going to the West, okay, to look for work. Next slide. So one of the underlying thoughts, as we started in the first presentation, is theological. It is mainly theological, okay? Progress is in the mind. And once the people can differentiate from the person they feel is responsible for their poverty, okay, and actually face God and respond properly to God, they will progress, okay? That's differentiating between God and his prophet, okay? Once they stop attacking the human being and begin to face the right person, okay? And that is what Christianity is all about, okay? Facing the right person and interacting with the right person, which is God himself. You begin to see progress coming, okay? And what? Purpose. You begin to have purpose. This is all Christianity is about. We must refuse to treat people as just capital. Human capital deserves respect and is destined by God. Okay? Human capital deserves respect and is destined by God. Next slide. So this is what we just saw.